Eggplant is one of those fruits or vegetables, whatever you want to call it, that people don't like to use. But when you mix it with a whole lot of other things, you can make it really delicious.
It's a vegetable, just to confirm, and I think a lot of people love it.
They do. I mean, you can peel it if you want, or you can leave it whole. But I'm going to mix it with some chicken, which is going to bring out the flavour and make it even more delicious. This is lovely Australian chicken, and you can see this is what they call the chop. I call it the thigh, but it's actually called the chop. And the reason they call it the chop is because it's got the bone in and the skin on. My favourite piece to use. Ooh. It's got great flavour and it's got nice chew to it, and it actually works really well when you cook it nice and low and slow. And the thing I love about it is the skin has that lovely flavour when you render it down.
I like this. Normally I would use a boneless chicken thigh, so this is nice. More flavour with the bone in.
Yes, more flavour with the bone in, and a little bit of smoked paprika and some cayenne pepper to give it some spice. And I've got some pepper over there. Grab that pepper, give it a bit of a twist like that. What I'm going to do is render the fat or season the skin. My pan is nice and hot, and in it goes. We've got a little bit of sizzle action going, and this is my technique of doing it. I pop the chicken thigh chops into the pan and get them sizzling a little bit, and then I put the oil in there. And you can see I've got the perfect size pan there. We're going to put some salt on there as well, and a little bit of the smoked paprika and the cayenne pepper as well. Go for it. A little bit of pepper on there.
Oh, it smells good. Already, my friend.
And we've just hit the pan. You know it's going to be great when it smells good as you're starting. That's what I love about this sort of cooking. Now, I'll just grab some extra virgin olive oil and pop it into the pan now. You'll start to hear it sizzle. This is what we're looking for. It smells good already. Now, I've got some red capsicum there and some tomato there. If you can cut that up into a nice little dice, I'm going to get going on the next pan. Big cloves of garlic here. Chop them through the middle here. We want big chunks. This is like a big Spanish paella without the rice. Lots of good stuff in here.
I got excited and then you said without the rice.
Some chorizo sausage.
Oh, yeah.
You can use any sausage you want, but if you get a chance to go down to your local deli and ask for some chorizo sausage, it's got that beautiful smell to it. A little bit of vinegar in there, lots of spices in here as well, and it's going to be fantastic. I'm going to throw that straight in with the chicken because it's going to have some chorizo love going on in the pan here. Now, these are red onions here, or they call them Spanish onions, and I'm just cutting them into big chunks like this, and I've left the core in so they'll hold together and, you know, have a bit of bite to them. That's what you're looking for.
Love it.
In that goes.
Are you content with this? It's not a fine dice, but it is dice.
Well, it's quite a large dice.
It is.
I could have gone for a larger dice than that, but I think that's done really well.
Thank you.
You've done a great job.
Tomato, chef?
Tomatoes, give them a little chop. Pan over here, I've got that nice and hot as well. I'll put some olive oil in here, make sure I cover the base of that pan, and then very carefully I'll slide in the garlic and the onions and the capsicum, and we'll start getting these browned off. Now, the eggplant is one of my favourite things, and that's what this episode is about. Lots of ways to use eggplant, and there are lots of different types of eggplants.
Yes, there are.
It's also exactly Slim Jims. There's also the round ones, which they use a lot in Asia. It's also one of my favourite vegetables to use. You can peel it if you want, or you can leave it with the skin on. I like the skin on there. It sort of holds it together.
I agree. I love it. I love eggplant, and I think a lot of people don't know what to do with it because of the texture. But it is actually quite versatile. Into
the pan it goes, and I'm just going to throw the big dice in there. You like the big chunky dice like that?
I do, I love it.
Throw it in there like that.
Here you go, friend. Here's your tomato.
Oh, you've done a great job there. We'll put that in a second, but I'm also going to put some potato in. The only thing is you've got to make sure that if you leave the skin on, wash them, because potatoes grow in the dirt, so you want to make sure you wash them really, really well.
You should really be washing everything before you eat it, really.
Now, we're ready to turn these over, and I'll grab the little fork here. You can see the outside there? We've got a nice bit of crust on there and that spice. This is why when you buy chicken, for me, I leave the skin on. The skin is the best part. I know some people like to take it off.
Sometimes go for it.
All right, spices, they'll go into the pan here because we want to give everything nice and spicy and flavoursome. Smoked paprika and cayenne pepper, and they will start to cook up beautifully.
Yeah, it's quite a bit of spice in here.
Exactly.
In here, okay.
There's a lot of spice going on in this kitchen. That's you and me. We are spicy people, aren't we?
We are.
Boom, boom.
In a good way.
Exactly.
Now, I don't know what that was.
Now, I'll put the vegetables straight on the top here.
Lovely.
Look at that. Now, this is going to cook for quite some time, probably about an hour or so till the meat is nice and tender, and all of these vegetables will stew down and become part of the dish. So I'm going to throw the tomatoes straight over the top here. You've got olives there as well. Get them over here.
Oh, yes, you do that.
Also got some herbs there as well. I want you to chop that coriander and the spring onion. Get that chopped up beautifully. Pop it in.
Lovely.
Now, it's looking like it's full, but as you start turning it around, it'll actually soak into the whole lot of it. I've got some chopped tomatoes there, some wine and some stock.
He wants it all. Gosh, she's got me working today, friends. Here we go.
Let's go. And the reason I like these whole tomatoes is they've got a lot of flavour in them. And when they cook down, they give you a lot of body as well. And then I've got some white wine going in here. Pour that in here. And you can see the white wine is probably one of the best parts. You can also add some red wine as well. That's also got lots of flavour. In goes the stock as well.
The pan size is...
Exactly.
Whew, he's
Well,
pushing it.
This is a dish with lots and lots of vegetables in there. You can see the liquids almost come up to the top. But I know as it starts to cook down, the liquid will come up and the vegetables will soften up and go into it and it'll come together beautifully. Okay, coriander goes in here as well, over the top there. And we're just waiting for the spring onions. You do it nice and slow. I love the way you do it, but you can also cut it in half and shorten the space and rip through it like that.
Here we go. That's all you're getting from me then after that comment. There you go. You miss out on spring onion now, Chef.
There's a good idea.
I see you left a potato
No,
as well.
we've got enough in here already. Now, this is going to come up to the boil very, very quickly, and then it's going to start simmering away. Like I said, it'll take about an hour or so till the chicken's nice and tender. All of those vegetables come together and become a nice, beautiful, flavoursome casserole, if you want to call it that, or a Spanish braise. On goes the lid. Let this simmer away, and I'll show you how to finish it off. Here we go, Preeya. Have a look at that.
Rich, compelling.
You can see it's reduced down quite a lot, and all those vegetables that are really big and chunky have cooked down and become nice and soft. Now, I'm just going to pull some chicken out there, and I'm plated up on the plate here. There we go. Nice little plate there. On goes the chicken, potato, olives, all of the eggplant in there as well. On top there like that. It looks great, doesn't it? Nice and
It does, and I'm loving the colours from those spices, the paprika, the cayenne pepper, like it's got that really beautiful colour.
A little squeeze of lemon on
Lovely.
there. Then I've just got a little bit of coriander. And this spring onion that you refused to chop more for me before, I've used it up and chopped it over here. So I'll pop it on the side here like that. What do you think of that?
Lovely.
Nice little
really
garnish on there.
lovely. I think we should have a taste. Now, I need to get into this chicken because you've talked all about the chicken chop.
It's the best piece of the whole chicken.
Interesting.
I reckon, you know, just keep the chicken chop and throw the rest of it away. I'm just kidding. But it's one of the best pieces to use, and I love it in
So
this
soft,
type of
beautiful.
braise. That's what you're looking for. It's got to fall off the bone, and that skin's got that lovely flavour on it. The flesh is moist and tasty. That's what you're looking for.
Really tender, really filled with flavour. I love the flavours in that. Really beautiful dish, packed with veggies. Very doable.
Winner, winner, chicken dinner.
There you go.